Welcome from my observatory here in southern Middle Tennessee. My name is Billy Hix, and for the next few minutes I want to tell you a little bit about me so you know where I'm coming from, and a little bit more about why viewing the night sky, being part of a group that looks at the night sky, and having an organization that allows people to look at the night sky is so important. I was a child of the Apollo landings, but I went to a very rural, conservative school. My teachers did not even believe in the space program, certainly not that we landed on the moon. I was very lucky that I had the chance to go to college. I tried to make the best of it. My first degree was in computer science. When I got out, I taught computer science in higher education. Did that for some time, then had the opportunity to go work at NASA at Marshall Space Flight Center. That's in Huntsville, Alabama. Had the best jobs in the whole world. Had to come back to Tennessee to take care of parents. During that time when I was at NASA, I picked up some other degrees, and one of them was science education. I wanted to teach future science teachers. And so I closed out my career teaching science teachers. That job allowed me to get into the classrooms. I have always been haunted by my educational experience. I've often wondered how many students were left behind simply because of the conditions that they grew up in. And so I'm doing my best to impact that in a positive way. I retired 3 years ago. I have a portable planetarium, and I travel to schools. Last year I visited 127 different schools, over 13,000 students, and never charged a penny. Many of the schools here in my area are rural and poor. I bet it's no different where you are. And if I charged, many of the schools I really want to reach wouldn't be able to afford a program. So, enough about me, other than the fact that even as a child, looking up at the night sky, there was no light pollution on the farm where I grew up. It was hard for me to grasp what was in the sky. I didn't have any colleagues. I didn't have a group like yours to go visit. I would check out books. My school did not have a library, but we had a bookmobile, a truck. And every 2 weeks, the librarian that drove the truck would bring me books about the night sky. And so I kind of self-taught myself the night sky. It was a place of peace. No matter the stress inside the house, I could go outside and I was called to the stars. And I still have that same feeling. I can be teleported back instantly, but on a clear, beautiful night. Let me tell you a little bit about why I think an organization like yours is so important, and why just looking at the night sky is so important. Because you've got to be probably watching thinking, well, it's nice to know what Billy did when he was growing up, but where do I come into play? Why is it important to me? So, I'm going to tell you a few things that I ponder or I share with others when we're looking at the night sky. This is a place of peace for me, but I have lots of teachers here, and I also have lots of students. I allow them to bring their students about once a month. I have a group of students and teachers come. Probably teachers a little more often than that, just teachers alone. I keep thinking if I can inspire those teachers just a little bit, it will certainly change their attitudes toward other subjects. Astronomy is one of those unique lessons learned that cuts across the school curriculum. Let's talk a little bit about the night sky. You don't have to study it very much to see the magic. It is magical. You can know almost nothing about the night sky, but ooh, there's the moon, and it would be a magical night. You can spend a lifetime learning about it. It's a great hobby. You never run out of things to do. You're always learning. You can be a lifelong learner, or you can know almost nothing. You could come to an organization like yours once a month, take a peep at the telescope, get a few wows, go home. Know that you've been inspired for a moment. There's a cosmic connection when you do look at the night sky. And wait till the next month to enjoy it once again. The night sky for me is very peaceful. As I said, it teleports me back to my youth, the good days, the good times of my youth. But no matter what is taking place, I can come down here, I can look in the night sky, and I forget everything else, because everything that bothers me is in perspective. Compared to the cosmos, anything that's going on in my life is truly small. I'm going to share with you a story that I often share with people when they're looking in a telescope. A photon, light. It's been traveling tens of thousands of years. We're looking at a faint fuzzy. Think about the tens of thousands of years that photon has traveled toward us, unimpeded, unbothered, speed of light, never aging. And you catch it in a light bucket, bring it to a focus in an eyepiece. You stop the photon. It has traveled tens of thousands of light years. And you have just captured it. And it evoked an image in your eye. You almost feel guilty for stopping it, or at least I do. When I think about what I just looked at, I don't think about, wow, this is faint, it's hard to see. I think about, wow, that light sure worked hard to draw a faint image on the back side of my eye. The night sky keeps me humble. The night sky makes me realize how small the earth is. The night sky allows me to celebrate those laws of physics that I worked really hard to learn. For me, the night sky allows me to ponder at times the kinship, the chemistry kinship that I have between the cosmos and me. The elements that make me were forged in the centers of high-mass stars when they exploded. Not an original line, but you and I are made of star stuff. Think about that. Did you want to look up? There's a reason why you want to look up. You are up. You are in the night sky. Everyone needs to find a passion. Everyone, well, let me say parents. I'm not trying to get your kids to be an astronomer, but I do want them to be science literate. So important. Really important for the next generation. This might be the spark that keeps them going, because sometimes schooling takes away the passion of learning. Every child was born a scientist, but the art of schooling takes that away from so many. So, I'm going to close with another story that I try to get people to think about. Jupiter is still pretty visible in the night sky. It's visible every year. You can always check it out. And I hope that you don't look at Jupiter and just go, wow, I can see stripes on Jupiter. Ooh, and I can see the 4 Galilean moons. No, don't think that way. I want you to take yourselves back to the summer of 1609, when Galileo looked at Jupiter in a telescope for the very first time. Can you imagine how he had to probably blink his eyes and rub his eyes and look at the eyepiece again, because orbiting Jupiter were 4 moons. And as he watched during the course of the evening, they moved. He knew they were true moons orbiting a planet, and we were certainly not the center of everything. That's what you can gain and garner from just a look at Jupiter. Teleport yourself back to 1609 and think about the thrill that it had to be. I wish you many wonderful evenings. Thank you so much for working so hard to keep an organization alive. I hope that you have good success. I hope you have dark skies, and that everyone watching this finds a little bit of that passion when you look up. Thank you again.